I feel bad because I made a way to make the characters where you rolled something, then you had a choice. Then you rolled something, then you had a choice, then you had another choice, and then... So you feel very invested in your character. Mm-hmm. You are responsible for the progression of making the character. For purposes of time, I had to do it. Yeah. So I feel as though you are going to be handicapped in your investment. So... Pretend you chose.
Yes, my beautiful character.
Yes, pretend you chose them. And we have some characters. You will be giving them their names, at least. And this one was born to a trader family, merchant. Well, we would say merchant, but they aren't really merchants. They're traders. And they have been trained in the arts. So they are they have learned a lot. They have learned to speak another language, for example, to communicate with others. This is sort of the little thinker kind of person who's turning into a little scholar and then we have this character who is born to a council family and mentored by entertainers, by which I mean like the skalds, the poets. Yeah. Okay. And this person has a size of 7. They are deeply undersized.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And although they are, and they are very charismatic, so this person is hopeful. The scholarly sort is hopeful. This person is resentful. Oh. Right? And they are good at they're good at a few very interesting things like bribery. And they are very charismatic. So this is a slightly...
That's Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And then we have, well, actually, that would be more like a size of 4.
Oh, yeah.
Just to let you know, this person is...
bigger than that, but...
Yeah, but 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12 is considered the range of an ordinary person.
Okay, so...
And he is very runty. He or she.
So it's like me.
And so then we have this person who is incredibly sturdy, incredibly strong, and socially adept, and was born to a hunter family mentored by the Outriders, and is basically just a very... This is somebody that they pick up, and whoever is training them, working with them, says, okay, you're going to be a good member of the Outriders. You know, we're going to train you. And so they are very straightforward in this. This person is purposeful. This person is, this person is deeply average in so many ways, but has a very strong power score. And born to farmers, mentored by the herbalists, but has been taking on shaman training. Now the shamans are very serviceable in this group. They are not considered priests. They are not considered authorities. They are very important for managing the spiders, and they are very important for many other small tasks around the community that have meaningful cultural content. But they are not considered wise. They are not considered authoritative. The priests, the adults, the organizations do not value the shamans as, so that's kind of an interesting point about it. It's not a tribal culture, but the shamans are part of the culture, and this character has been trained by one and is getting ready to be, is potentially now ready to be initiated to get their own bound spirit. So that person, as you can imagine, is also purposeful.
Yeah.
I have a purpose, I'm going to do it.
That's right. Well, then again, you're 16. This is when you decide, when I've resented things. Am I resentful? Yes.
Why?
I am.
So edgy.
Right. Yeah. So then...
Rebel stage.
And then this one is an interesting character too. Although they are not that strong, they are enormous. They are really one of the biggest people you've ever met, and incredibly healthy as well. And yet they are not very bright, they are not very quick, they are not very charismatic.
Poor guy.
Right? But, and this person was born to a farmer family and mentored by the crafters. Basically, they put them to work hefting rocks. And so this person is very simple, unsurprisingly, has a much better ability to fight with their hands than most people.
Yeah.
Very physical in this regard. Their magic enhances the strength of their hands, and so, but they've got nothing going for them except the size, the health, and their hope. This one is hopeful. So.
I lift many rocks. Good stuff happens when rock lift.
Well, they are not. The intelligence is not talented, but it is not. That person is not an oath.
No.
So
Luckily.
It's not Hodor.
correct. So it is. There's no reason, for example, why they would be victimized by another person in terms of intelligence.
Yeah,
They're not
no.
that. They are not that manipulable. They actually have a pretty good charisma. No, wait, they don't. They are. They could be. They could be manipulable with a role, but not.
Yeah, okay.
Not just
No,
outright.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So these are our characters, and I just want to tell you a little bit more. I have stolen an Earth Dawn map.
Oh.
Now, one of
Stolen it?
well, what I mean is I'm going to use it for this game.
So you borrowed it.
I'm lifting it. Lifting, we say. It was sitting there. It needed to be lifted.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And we're going to use this map because this area is dominated by
Spiders. Oh.
the war chief god, the most prominent god in the area, and that means that the nature of the communities is at best a temporary alliance against one of the others. And that that a raid on another community or a unification of several regions to completely wipe out one of the others, the leadership of one of the others, these are almost seasonal activities, almost yearly.
Now it's summer. Let's go fight.
Pretty much, yeah, and the atmosphere is one of fear. We have to, or they will get us.
Yeah. Can't they just talk to each other? Oh my god.
Well, that's cheating.
That's cheating. That's
Yeah.
cheating. You can't talk to
Gotta
each
use
other.
your
You gotta
fists.
fight.
So therefore, that's essentially what we need to do. I think we have. I left out a step in character creation, which is when you choose whether you have committed to one of the gods at the lowest level. All of your characters are ordinary observants of the three and one more gods, but not. You have not been taken in and taught its lore. You have not said, "Oh, I really like this."
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The most of the able-bodied men in the community have committed to that level, to the war chief god. But all the gods are allied, so you're not rejecting any of the others by doing that.
Well, that's,
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, the four I mentioned are a pantheon. So, who wants to play who?
I have a weakness for like hunting rogue type characters, so maybe the
Let's
hunter.
found them. Find them. It's one of the purposeful one, I think.
Yeah,
Hunter.
the hunter.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that's okay.
Sure.
Go right ahead, man.
First.
I think I'll pick the hopeful trader.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you want?
You-
The Stee characters, like we can,
Yeah,
we can talk about it.
Well, I do like playing both like charismatic entertainer characters, but also big muscly dudes. Like
So unfortunately, I have provided one of each.
yes,
Damn it!
Ole Dole Doff.
I will not do the duff because that's not random.
It's really not. Just-
I know,
Which
yeah.
one speaks to you?
I like the resentful. I usually don't do resentful,
But
but
you
fun.
did grab him.
Yeah,
grab
you
him. If
grab
you
him
felt it, grab him.
And I'll take.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, now that means I think that we are not seeing our shaman.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
So sad.
Sorry, shaman.
All right. So that makes life a little difficult for me in some ways.
Well,
I can play the shaman.
I can play the shaman.
Wait, hey, do you wanna? I call dibs on the spiders.
Okay, there you go.
I am Spooderman.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Spider boy.
Is that your nickname?
My name is Yeeter Arker.
No, but if you just take the first letter of his surname and put it in his first
switch.
name, and switch them around, and it becomes wait.
Ah.
Oh, wait.
Defense.
Okay.
So names.
Yes. The way we are doing names is take an ordinary name, a real life name. I'm thinking about teen fiction fantasy right now.
Yeah.
Take an ordinary real life name,
And spell it weirdly.
we'll change a couple of letters, and it may change the pronunciation as well.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like it's a real name, but it's not. And that's very common for this kind of fantasy fiction.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that.
Aaron. Balake.
Do it yourself. Do it yourself for your character.
Don't be weird.
I'm so bad at coming up with names.
Same.
I usually sit on like a name generator thing for like
Right.
5 hours.
Right. Well, in this case, try it the way I said, where you just pick
Yeah.
any ordinary name.
Pick any ordinary
And then-
name. Do I know ordinary names? Let's try.
Do you need us to pick a surname as well, or just
I really liked the idea of the setting is all atmosphere, and the author doesn't make up anything except what a 12-year-old needs
Yeah.
to read the book. And there you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sometimes that's enough.
What do we have here? Ah,
Tim.
Oh, perfect. Lots of Y's.
Yeah. Maybe that's a
Oh,
thing
wow.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the shaman.
Yeah.
Some people call me
Tim.
Oh no.
Tim.
No, we have had that joke, and now we are done with that. So, and
Justin.
yes, perfect. Gaston.
Yeah. Justin.
No.
Oh my god!
Justin Pie Bar.
Justin Spider.
I'm just a spider.
Oh, we thought of Gaston.
Yes.
No
wow.
one sings less like Gaston.
And,
We have Veronica.
With
yes.
2 E's.
Yeah, okay.
We.
And a K, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We Renike.
Veronica.
Uh-huh.
We are
Veronica.
trees.
Excellent. Okay.
Cursed by trees.
Now, the places I would like to see you, or to so let's give you a little bit more about this map.
Yeah, I did not see the map.
Yes, I realized.
was like, okay,
I
that's
just
a map.
realized when I said you are here, that
You just showed him.
I, know I waved the map at you, but did not really.
Here you are.
Yeah, I did not have time to scan and print it, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
Well, that's fine.
So, which I really should find a way to do before I do this again, I suppose. But let's see. So this is a mountain range here.
Okay.
Past it is a big valley,
On which
which
side?
apparently on this side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so that's going down and then up again.
Yeah.
So, and
It's a valley.
Yeah, valley.
Wow.
And then the rivers are coming down this way, flowing here and down.
Lots of
Right?
rivers.
There's actually a big body of water here that it goes to eventually. This is the area that interests us.
Yeah.
These are the different regions of communities with centers of chieftains, power, or at least adult hierarchies with some identity enough to be named.
How big is this?
This is not very big.
No.
Okay, this in this game, this is a huge continent map. In our game, this is just a little region. This is a forest you can go to. These, you see, this is we shrink it
It's
down.
backyard forest.
Yes, this is a littler map.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, we have this deep area. They say jungle. We are going to call that a very dense forest. And then there are places of legend, and some of you have seen some of them that have names, like deep in the forest. And everybody knows some of these names that are scattered around in these areas, like something like that. People that is there. And then there are other communities on the other side that you only know about because of river traffic. So the person from the trader family knows about these routes and perhaps has visited down here before.
To trade.
Yes. So, but this area, dominated as it is by Ordlindas,
What
the
did
war
you say?
chief. Ordlindas,
Wardlindas.
the war chief.
Ah.
Yes. The chief of your community, which is going to be now which one? Yes. I'm not necessarily going to use all these names. Some of them are very Earth Dawn-ish. But on the other hand, I would like you guys to be on one of these river communities. Probably the one further up. So this community right here. So you're kind of on the edge,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Right. But so you are up in this. Or are you? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
at the crossroad of
Yeah,
the...
and you'll notice that the territory goes across the river.
Yeah.
Ah, oh, that one.
Right.
Yes,
So
I see.
that's your community.
Cool.
And so one of the important points about that, being on the edge and not being, yes, being on the edge and not being able to control the river means that you are considered a little bit less valuable in all of the struggles.
Ow.
Yeah, all of the
sorry.
struggles of the different chiefs and things. And in fact, you have not been to a direct war of these kinds for some years. So none of you have experienced, for example, a really serious raid where everybody, where all the buildings are burned and
Yeah.
captives are taken and things like that. Your area has been a little bit excluded from this.
For about 16 years.
About.
Ish.
Yeah,
Sweet.
maybe, or 10 perhaps.
Yeah, maybe
And-
when we were very young.
And the important thing about that is that everyone knows it has to do with your chief, who is a woman whose husband was killed early, and she took on the chief role and was this. I think this society is a little bit gendered in this regard, but that doesn't mean that a woman who can fight, they'll follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, therefore, she has been the chief and was a terror. The other chiefs, quickly learned not to raid in here, and was known for her cruelty, in fact. But you have all known her as a much older and very retiring. Seems almost to have withdrawn.
Yeah.
And other people have started to take on more and more and more of a visible role in the way things work. And you guys don't really understand these dynamics. You are just beginning to see them at this age.
We're just kids.
Yeah.